In today's Doric virtual religious service reading, we'll be opening with a composition from or Psalm 64, followed by the book of or the Acts of the Apostles, or the Dispatched Envoys. Musical composition 64. Begeleid in a meester, to the director, a composition to David. Hier I'll make them my vice, in my besikken to you. Rescue my sentient being, for the fear of the enemy. Skoog me for the conspiracy of the ains concursely, for the multitude of the ains working all. The ains, who sharp their tongues, as a broadsword, rocks techt their bow for a bitter thin, to shoot in haughty places at the unblemished. Suddenly they'll shoot him, and they will nae fear. They determined for themselves a course matter. They describe to themselves who to haud snares. They said, who will see them? They search it out lawlessness. They failed while searching out in a search. They failed while searching out in a search. Man will come for it, and the heart is deep. And Almighty will be exalted. The hour of bairns become their calamities. On their tongues treated them with contempt. All the ains seeing them were stromished, and all man was feared. And they announced a works almighty, and they perceived his action. A G-stain will be glad in the master, and will hope upon him, and all the straight in a heart will be praised. The ox of the Erin Send, or the Erin Sends, rather. Chapter 8. Dear Theophilus, in my first bookie, I wrote all about fit Jesus did, and fit he was learning folk fae a very start, till at time he was ta'en up to heaven. Afore he gaed up, he gied instructions through a pure spirit, to a chiels he had selected as his errand sins. He assured himself after his suffering to them in mony wise, proved he was alive. Our some 40 days, speaking till them about the affairs of a kingdom almighty. On eens, when they were all together, he bade them nae to leave Jerusalem, but to wait for a promise of a Father. You've heard me speaking about this, he says, 'cause yok is to immerse wi' a water, but you'll immerse wi' a pure spirit or long. Sae when they were all together, they spirit at him, Master, is this a time at your gone to gie a kingdom to Israel? And he said to them, it's nae for you to ken a times nor a seasons, at have been set out by a Father's ain authority. But ye'll be gien poor, from a pure spirit, his come till you. And ye'll be witnesses for me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea, in Samaria, and to a very ends of a world. And when he said at words, he was ta'en up afore their very een, till a cloud hopped him up, out of their sicht. And as they were gaping up into the heavens, as he was gone up, 12 chiels all rigged out in fight, steed aside them, and said, Fit why are ye Galilean chills standing there gaping up until a lift? Is same Jesus, vars been teen up for ye into the heavens, will come back in a same way as ye've seen him gang awa. Syne they held back to Jerusalem, for a mount called Olivet. At's near han a tune, about a Sabbath day's travelling awa. From they come till a tune, they held straight till a maist room, for they were biding. On there they come on Steenie, on James, on Yoki, on Andra, Philip, on Thomas, Bartholomew, on Martha, James, Alphaeus Loon, Simon, a zealot, on Judas, James' brother. In and all, along we a women followed Jesus. Mary, his mother, as well as his brothers, were praying together. It was at this time Steenie stood up in the midst of a devout followers, and said, there was about 120 of them there at the time. My friends, a prophecy in a scripture, at the pure spirit gied to us through a moo of David about Judas, was bound to come true. He was a chill for guided them for took Jesus. He was Enoes, and hid his place in our ministry. Knew a chill had balked a parky wi his ill-gotten gains, but he fell down in the midst of it, and he burst open, and all his guts spilled out. All the folk of Jerusalem got to ken about this, and a parky was ken in their tongue as Akeldama. It means a parky o bleed. A book o a compositions says, continued Steenie. Lot his dwelling house be knocked, and lot nae chiel dwell in it, and lot another chiel talk up his service. Say een of them for as we is, all the time we is, hid the meester Jesus we is. For a very start van he immersed yoke immerser, till a day he was teen up fizz. Monjine we is, as a witness till his resurrection. And they appointed twa, Joseph called Barsabas, or Philes Justus, and Matthias. Syne they prayed, saying, Thou, Maester, for kens a hearts of all men, shew is fitna eno is twa ye've chosen, to accept a ministry on nearin send. At Judas fell awa fe, we is ill deans. To young far he belonged. Say they drew strays, on a longest stray fell to Matthias, and he was gien his place wi the 11 Erin sins. Chapter 12. From the day of Pentecost come, they were all together in the a place. And all at eens there come a soon for heaven, like sucking o a mighty wind. And all at eens there come a soon for heaven, like sucking o a mighty wind. And it filled the hale house, for they were sitting. Afore therein appeared tongues like flames sparkling out, and resting upon ilka een of them. They were all filled with a pure spirit, and started speaking in foreign tongues, sick as a spirit gart them speak. Now at that time there was devout Jews for all countries of the world biding in Jerusalem. And when they got to hear of this, a crowd gathered, and they were dumbfoundered, 'cause ilka een of them heard et chiel spik in their ain tongue. They were all stammergasted, said to een another, in their astonishment, Look at this! Are aught chiels nae all Galileans? Fu can we hear them spikin' our ain language? We've been spikin' sin we were bairns. Parthians, Medes, and Elamites. Folk that dwell in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, in Asia, Phrygia, and Pamphylia, in Egypt, on the parts of Libya round about Cyrene, Ephraim to Rome, Yaos, them that had been converted, chiels for Crete, and for Arabia. Yet we can all hear them speaking in our ain tongue, a wonderful works. Aul Mither. And they were all amazed, and didna ken fit to mock o' it, saying to een another, Fit if ye mock o' this. But some chiels made a feel of them, and said, Och, they're awful. But Steenie, with the leaven, stunning aside him, raised up his voice, and said till them, Fellow yaws, are na ye, for our biding in Jerusalem. Hearken to me, and let me tell ye fit this is all about. Its lads are nae full, as ye may think. It's but 9 o'clock in the morning. But this is fit the prophet Joel spoke about, when he said, And it will come about in the hindmost days, says Aul Mither, I'll pour out the suppy o' my spirit on all. And your loons and quines will prophesy, and your birkies will see visions, and your all chiels will dream dreams, and on my feedmen, and on my kithy deems, I'll pour out a suppy o' my spirit. In 6 days as they'll prophesy, and I'll shew winners in heaven abeen, and fairlies on the warrel aneth, bleed and fire, and stame and reek. A sun will be blackened out, a mean turned to bleed. Afore aught, a great and notable day o' a master will come, and say it'll turn out, at fiver cause on a name o' a master will be solved. Ye men o' Israel, hearken to me. Jesus o' Nazareth wiz a chiel, singled out by Aul Mither, and set out afore ye, through a works and miracles and fairlies at Aul Mither shewed through him, as well ye ken. It was in accordance with Aul Mither's ain plan at Jesus was gien over to ye, and ye eased lawless chiels to nail him up, and deal war with him. But Aul Mither wouldna let the pangs o' death hold on to him, and he raised him up, 'cause it couldna be at death would keep a hold of him. When David speaks o' him, he says, I saw a master afore my face all the time, 'cause he's at my richt hand, say I winna be shockin'. Say my heart was licksome, and my tongue glad. Moreover, my flesh will dwell in hope, 'cause you winna leave my sentient being in a mools, nor will ye let my pure ain rot. Ye've shewn my a pathie o' life, your face will gie me muckle pleasure. My friends and fellow Israelites, let me speak straight to ye, o' a patriarch David. There's nae doubt he deed, and was buried in his grave, on his grave is here a moise, tes vera day. But when he was living, he was a prophet. He kent at Aul Mither had given him a solemn promise. At a day, een o' his nation would sit on a throne. He foresaw a resurrection o' an Itateen, and not fitty speaking about when he said, his sentient being wasna left in the mools, nor his body left to rot. Is Jesus has been raised up by Aul Mither. As we've seen, we were vera in. He's been raised to return Aul Mither. He's gotten fair father, and his poured out on his, a pure spirit. And that's fit you see new and hear. David didna gang up to heaven, but he said, a maester said to my maester, sit ye doon at my right hand, till I mark your face your fit still. New sign, laat all a land o' Israel ken beyond doubt, at that same Jesus for ye hingeth on a stake. Aul Mither his decreed to be both maester and an Itateen. Nu when they heard this, they got the real stomachgaster, and says to Steenie on a level the earn sins, friends, fit will we die? Syne Steenie says till them, Hiv a change in thoughts and feelings, and ilka een o' ye mon be anitet in the name o' Jesus an Itateen. Say your ill deeds must be forgien, and you'll get the gift o' a pure spirit, 'cause a promise is for you and your bairns, and for all them that are hine awa. For as mony as a maester were Aul Mither will call to himself. He had a great say awa till them about other things and prig with them, to save themselves face off a world we're in. And syne, them that took his word were immersed, and not they alone about 3,000 folk joined them. And they all held stout to a word and learning o'd earn sins, and joined in their fellowship, o' broken a loaf and praying. A sense of awe was all why and mony miracles and fairlies were brought to boot through the earn sins. A believers were agither and parted out among themselves all that they hid. They sold all their gear, and all at they aimed, and parted out a siller among themselves, as there was need. Ilka day they met together i' the temple, and they broke loaf together in een another's houses, and that their mate we glad on humble hearts, praising Aul Mither. And allbody respected them, and ilka day a maester joined to their groupie, them that had been saved. Chapter 3. A day at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or at hour of prayer, Steenie and Jock gaed till a temple. A chiel that had been crippled since he was born was carried there ilka day and laid down at the yet o' a temple, called a bonny yet. For he begged fair folky gone in. When he saw Steenie and Jock gone in, he spirit at them to gie him something. Steenie and Jock glowered at the chiel, and Steenie says, look at his. And Money looked at them expecting to see some siller for them. Steenie says to him, I've nae siller or gold, but I'll gie ye fit I've got. In the name of Jesus an Itateen of Nazareth, rise up and walk. And he took a hold of his right hand and hoisted him up. all at eens, beans in his feet, on his cleats, got strength. He steed up and louped the boot, and syne walked. Syne he gaed in till a temple, wi' them, for he walked about, louping, and thanking Almighty. And all folk saw him walking about and thanking Almighty, and they kent he was a gobberlunzy chiel, for sat at the bonny yet, and they were dumbfounded at fit had happened till him. Syne, as a manny was still holding on to Steenie and Yorkie, folk all come rinning, and crowded round about them in Solomon's porch. Fair Tina Bach at the winner o' it. Van Steenie saw us, he spake till a folk. Men o' Israel, fit why div ye marvel at this? Fit why are ye glowering at this, as gin we've made this chiel walk be some poor or michtiness over ain? It's Almighty o' Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Almighty our fathers, was dien is to honor his son, Jesus, for ye wouldna talk we afore Pilate, though he was second to lot him louse. But ye wouldna talk we a pure and righteous een. Second instead, a chiel for was a murderer. And ye hid a prince o' life. For Almighty had raised fair deed, and we YERSEL saw we are ain een, deen awa we. It's a name o' his same Jesus, it's a faith in that name, at's made this chiel, for ye all ken all better. I tell ye, it was faith in the Anitateen at made this chiel all better and full sick o' ye all. And now, my friends, I can find ye didna ken fit you were doing, nae more nor a heed bummers o' more ye did. But this is fu Almighty brought about fit he had tell tis. Through a muse o' a prophets, at the Anitateen maun suffer. Now ye maun have a change in thoughts and feelings, and turn to Almighty. See at your ill deeds myth be wiped out, and your sentient beings myth be freshened, for a presence o' a Master. Syne, he'll send ye Jesus, Anitateen, for ye were telt about, though he maun bide in heaven, till sick time as all thin in a world is made new, just as Almighty spake through a muse o' his pure prophets, in all long syne. Moses said, a Master Almighty will raise up a prophet fae out amo youens, yourselves, and he raised up me. Ye'll hearken to all he says till ye. And ony chiel for winna hearken to aught prophet will be flung out fae amo his ain folk. All the tither prophets, fae Samuel on, have foretelt a same thing o' his days. Ye're a bairns o' a prophets, and o' a covenant at Almighty made we were fathers, when he said to Abraham, through you bairns, through your bairns, all a families o' a world will be blessed. When Almighty raised up his son, Jesus, it was to youens he sent him first, to fess ye muckle blessings, beturning ye all for your course wise. Chapter 4. They were aye newsing till a folk von a priest, a captains o' a temple, and the Sadducees come up till them. Fair raced they were learning a folk, at the resurrection fair deed had been proved through a reason up o' Jesus. Say they arrested them and put them in a jail. for a nicht, as it was lotchy kine. But still anon, a fair few of them fa heard that they were learning, took wit, and a number of folk fa believed was new as muckle as 5,000. Next day, a heed billies o a council, the elders and the liars met in Jerusalem wi Annas, a heek priest, Caiaphas, York, and Sonners, a hail o a heek priest family. They hid the earn sins brought afore them, and they spirit at them. Befitting the poor, and in fitting the name, have ye done sick things. Sign Steenie, full wi a pure spirit, answered, Rowlers o a folk and elders. Gin fit your spirit out is, about the day is fit we did for a chill fa was nae wheel, and fui was made all better. Here's the answer for ye all, and all a folk o Israel. It was deen in the name o Jesus a Nitatin, fe Nazareth. Fe ye hing it on a stake, and fa michty reased fe a deed. Its biz name is chill stands afore ye fit on wheel. He was a steen, a masons rejected, and his turned out to be a heed cornerstone. There's nae salvation to be found in anybody else, 'cause there's nae other name aneth heaven given to men that we can win to salvation through. Now, when they saw fu sure themselves Steenie and York were, and that they were chills for hidden ahead muckle education, they wintered, and syne it come to mind that they had been friends of Jesus. And when they saw a money had been cured standing among them, they didna ken fit to say. All they could do was tell them to get out of the council, begging, say. All they could do was tell them to get out of. All they could do was tell them to get out of the council, begging. All they could do was tell them to get out of the council, begging, say they could all have a confab among themselves. Fit are we gone to do wi' us chills, they spirit. Allbody in Jerusalem can see that a wonderful miracle is come about through them. We'll need to let that flea stick to a wall. Still anon, to hold a wall, for it's spreading far among the folk. We'll warn them, that gin they say ony mair to anybody in his name, they'll be for it. They cried them back in, and bade them hold off all speaking and learning in the name of Jesus. But Steenie and York said till them, Fither it's writ in the sicht almighty for is to hearken to fit ye say, rather nor fit he says. It's up to youins to judge. We canna hold for speaking about things we've seen and heard. They threatened them again. Syne lot them awa. They couldna see fit they could do wi' them, 'cause a why a folk were talking wi' them. Allbody was thanking Almighty for fit had happened. A miracle at the money, for was mair nor 40 year all, had been made all better. As soon as they got out, they gaed back to their cronies, and told them all at the priests and elders had said. When they heard it, they raised up their voices to Almighty as gin they were een. Master Almighty, for made the heaven and the earth, and the sea and all thing in of them. It was you for spake by a pure spirit through a lips over all Father David, your servant, saying. Yeah. Oh, awesome. I'm finishing up chapter 4. 14 more? Yeah. Oh, quit your whimpering. I'm the one that's reading. Meester Almighty, van made de heaven on the earth, on the sea, on all thing in of them. It was you for spake by a pure spirit through our lips over all Father David, your servant, saying, that why did a Gentiles rage? On the folk imagine a vaunty thing. A kings o' a world set themselves all out. And all rulers were gathered together, counter a master, and counter his anitateen. In this very tune, a heed billies have all gathered together counter your pure servant, Jesus, for ye anointed. Herod and Pontius Pilate were throng wi' Gentiles, on a folk o' Israel to carry out fit your hand and will had already decided would come about. And new, Master, mark ye their threats, and gie your servants a strength to speak your word without any fear. Rocks out your hand to heal, and gie winners and miracles at myth be deen through a name of your pure servant, Jesus Anitateen. From they'd finished praying, a place far they were was shocking, and they were all full wi' a pure spirit, and spake out the word Almighty richt bald. A hail collision of them, for believed, were all o' the ae mind and heart. Nae a man amo them claimed ony o' his gear, and his ain bit pertitude all thin amo them all. The Iran sins were I gien lauded to their witness, o' a resurrection o' Master Jesus. On a wonderful spirit o' mercy was upon them all. There was never een amo them that ever winted for onything. Them va and houses or groen, selt it, and brought the siller to lay at the feet of Iran sins, and it was all pertitude to them as needed. And say it was at Joseph, for the apostles called Barnabas, it means a loon o' Edom. A Levite for Cyprus, selt his farm, and han it dower a price to the Iran sins. Chapter 5. But there was a lad called Ananias, for we his guid wife, Sapphira, selt the place at belonged till them, and keep it back a part o' a price till himself, his wife, kennen fine, fit he was about. He brought some o' a siller, and han it the dower to the Iran sins. And Steenie says to him, Ananias, fit in the dart his a deal puttin' in o' your head, at guards ye chet the pure spirit, and haud back part o' a price ye got for your groon. Afore it was selt, it was yours, was it nae? And after it was selt, a price was in your hands to dee we fit you myth. Fit's made ye think along is gate. It's nae other folk ye've lead till, but Almighty. Van Ananias heard this word, he dropped doon deed. And I live for Herod got a real stormy goster. Barkis got up, whopped up his body, and carried him out and buried him. It was about 3 hours after that, his guid wife come in, nae kennin' Nathan about fit had happened. Steenie says till her, "Tell ma, were ya pied sick on sick a price for a groon?" "Aye, aye," she says, "and that would be richt." Sign Steenie says till her, "Fit na why did a twa ya gree atween yourselves to pit the Master's spirit to a test. Hearken, there is a fit of them that have buried your man at the door, and they'll carry you awa tea." All at eens, she funert, drop it down at his feet, and deed. Barkies come in, they found she was dead, and they carried her out, and buried her aside her man. Muckle fear come o'er all a Borca Cardines, and all them that heard about it. Mony miracles and wonderful things were being done by the earin' scenes amo folk. They were all meeting up new in Solomon's porch. Nobody else dar meet in with them. But folk began to speak weel of them. Say mair and mair believers in a Master joined in with them, both men and women. 'Cause of this, folk would fetch their nae-wheeled friends out into a street, and lay them down on beds on stretchers. Say as Steenie gaed by, at least his shadow would fall on some of them. And crowds come fae tunes round about Jerusalem, fessin' with them folk that were nae-weel or suffering fae coarse spirits. And they were made all better, ilka een. Syne the Heek priest and his cronies, Sadducees, flew up in a jealous rage. They arrested the errant sins and flung them in a public jail. But through a night, the send o' a Master opened the doors o' a jail and brought them forth, saying, "Go on and stand and speak in the temple. Tell the folkies about this new life, and fit it's all about." From they heard that, the errant sins gaed into a temple at skreek o' day and started learning the folk. But the Heek priest and his cronies appeared and summoned the Sanhedrin, and nae only that, but the hail jing bang o' a Senate o' Israel. Syne he sent to a jail to hae the errant sins fess an hour. But from the officers gaed to a jail, the errant sins weren't there. And they come back saying, "We found a jail all locked up, and a guard standing at the door. But when we opened up, there was nae child to be seen." Now found a Heek priest, a captain o' a temple guard, and a heed priest, heard this. They wondered fit would come o' siccan a thing. However, a chiel arrived and said till them, "Govy dicks, a chiel ye flung in a jail are standing in a temple preaching till a folk there." Syne a captain gaed out wi' his men to fess the errant sins, wi' nae violence, 'cause they were feared at the folk might fling steens at them. And when they brought them in and steed them afore a Sanhedrin, a Heek priest said till them, "Did we nae tell ye straight ye shouldna be learning in his name? And look fit ye've done. Ye fult Jerusalem wi your learning, unfits mere, ye're determined to lay his child's bleed on our heads. Sign Steenie, on a tither, Aaron sends, answered him. We ought to fit all michty tells is, rather nor fit men tell is. It was all michty, or fathers, for raised up Jesus, for ye murdered, be hanging him on a tree. All michty is raised this chiel, to his ain richt han, as Prince and Saviour, to fess a change of thoughts and finnins, and to forgie the ill deeds wise o Israel. And fits mere forby, we're witnesses to all this, and says a pure spirit at Almighty gies to them, for D 50 tells them. When a Sanhedrin billies heard this, they were said raised, and they winted to deal awa with them. But they chill steed up in a council, a Pharisee, by the name of Gamaliel, a liar, for folk thought muckle, and ordered at the Aaron sends be teen outside for a minute tea. And he said till a lave of them, Ye men o Israel, dinna be our hasty, in fit ye dee wi yis billies. Div ye nae mind on at lad Theudas, at claimed he was somebody, on about 400 joined wi him. He was killed, all his tail scattered, and it all come to naught. Sign after at the time o' a census, at Chil Judah, fair Galilee, appeared and drew a crowd of followers. He perished anon, and all his hangers on were scattered tea. My advice to ya is dinna do onything wi his chills, 'cause gin fit their learning folk is bit human, it'll come to nathan, but gin it be almighty, you'll nae get the better o' them. Ye may find yourself verily fecting agin almighty. They took wi us, and sucked the Aaron sends back in. They gied them a guid tonguing, ordered them to nae speak in the name of Jesus, and let them go. They held awa fair Sanhedrin, full of joy, they were thought worthy to suffer for a sake o' his name. On daily day, in the temple, and in a ilka house, they never devolved, for telling o a good news o Jesus anything. Chapter 6. Now about this time, a number o devout followers was growing, and there was a bit o an argy-bargy among them, for spake Greek, and them for spake a tongue o yows. Ye see, a Greek folkies thought at van a mate was eke dood ilke day. A yow weed o women were getting mair nor a Greek weed o women. Say a 12 cried a hale lot o devout followers, all together and said, It's nae mouse at we maun neglect preaching, to see to humdrum matters. Say, friends, red out fair moya, 7 canny chills, full of spirit, and level-headed, and put them in charge o' matters. Say we can hold on with prayer and learning folk o a word. Allbody was happy enough. We fit was to be teen in hand, and say they elected Stephen, a chiel full of faith, and a pure spirit, Philip, Prochorus, Nicanor, Timon, Parmenas, and Nicholas the Antioch, had been converted till a yow aforan. His chiels were festen afore the Aaron sends, for prayed and laid their hands on them. Say a word Aul Mither news spread all our place. There was more and more devout followers in Jerusalem, and a guy few priests were talking wi' a faith tea. Stephen, full of mercy on spiritual poor, did muckle winners on miracles amo folk. But some o' chills for a synagogue o' yows, kent as libertines. We some chills for a synagogue o' Cyrene on Alexandria, on chills for Cilicia on Asia, tried to argue with Stephen, but were nae much for him on that foresee why he spoke o' spiritual matters. Say they bribed some chills to say a wa agin him, and he'd been saying blasphemous things about Moses and about Aul Mither. They stirred up all the folk, on the elders, on the lawyers. They took a hold of Stephen, and hauled him afore a council. They set up false witnesses, to say, "Is chill does Nathan but speak ill o' his pure place, and o' law. We've heard him saying, Jesus o' Nazareth will ding doon his place, and will change at all wise that Moses hannot doon till his." Councillors all glowered at him, but they all saw his face like aught or send. Chapter 7. Sign a high priest spirit, without be reckonu. And Stephen said, "My brothers and fathers o' his nation, hearken till me. Aul Mither o' stem appeared to our forebear Abraham. Yon time fun he was in Mesopotamia. Afore a time he dwelt in Haran, and said to him, "Awa ye go out o' is your country, and fae all your friends, and come till a country I'll shew till ye." At's fu it come about, at he held a wa fae a Chaldean country, and settled in Haran. And it was fae there, after his father deed, at Aul Mither gart him move till his vera country, for year biden a day. But he gied him naething in it, at he could call his ain, nae even a wee square o' it. But he promised him at some day it would belong to him on his bairns, even though at that time he had nae bairns. And this is what Aul Mither said to him. He told him his bairns would bide a fremd in a foreign country, for they'd be ta'en as slaves and malagroosed for 400 year. And the country at mock slaves o' them all jeege, said Aul Mither. And after that, they'll be lost and serve me in this place. And he gied them a covenant of circumcision. Say at when Isaac was born, Abraham circumcised him on the 8th day. Isaac was father to Jacob, and Jacob father till a 12 clan chiefs. Sign a 12 clan chiefs, jealous of Joseph, sold him as a slave into Egypt. But Aul Mither was wi' him, and rescued him fae all his fash, and put him gae far ben wi' Pharaoh, a king o' Egypt. Pharaoh put him on for grieve o'er all Egypt, on the hail o' a king's ain hoose. Syne come a famine o'er a hail country o' Egypt on Canaan, causing muckle hunger, and where forebears could find naething to eat. But Jacob heard there was corn in Egypt. So he sent where forebears out o' their ain country, something he'd never deen afore. In this time they were there, Joseph was recognized by his brother, and Pharaoh come to ken fit was agither, to come and bide wi' him. Sae Jacob came down to Egypt, and there he ended his days. And all were forebears too. And when they did, they were carried back to Shechem, and laid in the tomb at Abraham had bought wi' siller, fae Hamor's folk in Shechem. Now as the time was wearing on for a fulfillment of a promise that Aul Mither had made to Abraham, there was mair and mair our folk in Egypt. At length another king came to a throne in Egypt, that kent nothing about Joseph. He was off a course to our folk, in an underhand kind of way. He malagruised our folk something awful, garring them pit their wee bairnies out in the call, say they michtna survive. It was about this time Moses was born. He was a right bonny wee loony, and was fessin' up in his father's house for 3 months. When it was time for him to be puttin' out, Pharaoh's doctor took him and brought him in as her ain. Say Moses was educated and all a wise o' Egyptians, and was a guy worthy chiel, and had a bit o' go about him too. He was getting on about 40, when he thought to himself he would gang on and see who his ain folk, the Israelites, were doing. He saw een of them being malagruised, so he gaed o'er to rescue him, and sorted things out by stricken down the Egyptian. He thought his ain folk would ken that Aul Mither was easing him to rescue them. But they didn't understand. In this day, he come on 12 of them argy-barging, and prigged with them to be at peace, saying, "Come on, chiels, you're brothers. Fit why div ye ill ease een another like that?" But the chiel, fa was wronging his neighbor, shived him awa, saying, "Fa made ye a roller and jeejower is? Div ye went to deal awa with me like ye did with the Egyptian yestereen?" We had said Moses fled the country and settled in Midian, for he fathered 12 sons. 40 years after that, a send appeared to him in a low or a brunning bus, in a rock country near Han Mount Sinai. Moses was taen aback by a sicht, but as he held in the boot to take a gunner at it, a voice o' a meester spake to him, saying, "I'm a meester Aul Mither o' your fathers, Aul Mither o' Abraham, and Aul Mither o' Isaac, and Aul Mither o' Jacob." Syne Moses took a dose o' shocks, and was feared to look ony mair. But the meester spake to him and said, "Take off your sheen, a place for your standings pure grown. I've seen, I've seen, fu sair come at my folkies were in Egypt, and I've heard their groaning, and I've come down to set them loose. Come on now, I'm going to send you to Egypt." Says same Moses, for they'd putten awa wi' a words. Fa made he a roller on a jeej. Aul Mither sent to be baith a roller and to set them loose wi' a help o' the send. Fa appeared to him in a bush. This is a chiel fa shewed most wonderful things and signs in Egypt and in the Red Sea. A chiel fa brought them out o' Egypt, and was a heed boomer o' them in a rock country for 40 years. It was this same Moses fa said to the folk of Israel, "Aul Mither will raise up a prophet for ye, fae mo your ain folk." Anat me. Inat borak accordings in a rock contra. He was a chiel va spak till ascend on Mount Sinai, until were forefathers fit was said. He got the meester's living, word to pass on to his. Is a chiel were forefathers widna talk we, but they keist him awa, on hunker efter fit they hid in Egypt. They said to Aaron, Mock mictianes for is, te gyong on afore is. As for Aunt Moses, for led is ut to Egypt, we dinna ken fits comoyim. In them days, they made a coffee and offered sacrifices till their idol. They were fine shooted, we a work o' their ain hands. Syne Aul Mither turned awa for them, and left them to worship a host o' heaven. As it's written in the book o' prophets, O Yahus o Israel, did ye fest till my slaughtered beasts, and sacrifices for 40 year in the rock country? Nay, no, ye took up a tenty o Moloch, on a story o a Mictian Raphin, bookies ye'd made to worship them. I'll carry ye awa ayont Babylon. In a rock country there, where forefathers hid a tenty, or a witness bigot according till a pattern, as Moses saw van Aul Mither gart him bigot. And were forefathers, va come after at, brocht it here we Joshua. Van Aul Mither drove out the Gentiles, as there were folk held for it. It bade there till David's time. David was guy far ben we Aul Mither, and socht at he micht set out a placey for a Aul Mither o Jacob to bide. Even though it wasna him, but Solomon fa, I the heinerin, bigot the house for him. But the most heek disna bide in houses bigot be ordinary chiels, as a prophet says, Heaven's my throne, and the world my footstool. Fit kind of house will ye bigot for me, says the meester. Far will I lay doon my heed. Did I nae mock all is mysel? Ye're all richt thrawn, heathen in your thoughts, and in your hearts. It's I a same, ye're I fectin' wi a pure spirit. You're just the same as your fathers afore ye. Tell me a single prophet at your fathers didna DLT. Ye did awa wi them fa foretelt a comin' o a Jeesteen, and knew ye've clipet on him and deen awa wi him. You forgot the law o Aul Mither for the sins, but hinna been off a guid at keepin' it. His words fair got their dander up, and they grun their teeth agither in their rage. But Stephen, full wi a pure spirit, keist his een up to heaven, and saw a stem Aul Mither, and Jesus standing at his right hand. Look, he said, the heavens have opened, and I can see a son of man sitting at Aul Mither's right hand. At that they roared out of them, and put their fingers in their lugs. Syne they made a breenge for him, hauled him out o a tune, and steened him. Witnesses flung their coates doon at the feet o a loon called Saul. So they steened Stephen, and they cried out to Aul Mither, Jesus Aul Mither, tak my spirit in till your fall. Syne, on his knees, he spoke in a loud voice, Meester, dinna haud his ill deeds agin them. And wi that, he fell awa. And Saul was fine pleased at he was dead.